It has a kind of a tail on it, and this is a 5.5 degree field of view. So that's more than a degree across. So it was bigger than what he could have seen, and he was, glad to have seen that. But he looked around this image, and what intrigued him is way down here in the right-hand corner is a little red blob. And he looked through various images and he could not find that anywhere. He did find that there is a cataclysmic variable star right in the middle of where that object is, but there was no mention of any kind of nebulosity around it. So he mentioned that to me. And so the next night, I blazed away on just that particular target for 9 hours. And indeed, in the middle of the field of view is this object that looks like it has concentric shells on it, a lot like a planetary nebula. It is really, really, really faint. If you look at the counts from the camera, I was getting several photons per minute from this object. But indeed, it does look real. So Dana Pachek and I went to the organization in Europe that keeps track of these things and said, we think we have found a new planetary nebula in the sky. And they did some research, and sure enough, no one else had seen nebulosity around this star before. So they gave it a name, PaEl 1. So this planetary nebula is now, you go to planatarynebulae.net, you'll find this object is PaEl 1 that we discovered. Since that time, or even before too, he's had some other objects to look at, and they've all been a bust. It was flat fielding issues at Penn stars or something else. But this one actually turned out to be something real. So it was kind of a fun little project to do with my little telescopes in New Mexico. Have any questions?
That's pretty darn cool. It's not often you hear somebody going, oh yes, and we discovered something new in the sky. That's pretty good.
Does anybody ever take these things and then try and look at them with more powerful telescopes?
We try to encourage people to do that, and Dana does that. And I have sent this out to friends I know who have telescopes bigger. So this was a telescope this big around. I have friends with telescopes that are sort of this big around, and challenge them to see if they could see it, and giving them the coordinates and what filters I used and so forth. It turned out that this discovery occurred kind of at the end of the last new moon. And we're just going past full moon right now. So it'll be a week or two before there'll be enough really dark sky available for folks to integrate on this to have a good chance of getting good signal to noise.
So, David, you said this is a cataclysmic variable.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't be a standard progenitor of a planetary nebula.
Well,
Unless...
it's not a white dwarf that's left over, but could it be a star in the process of burning off particular atomic species? And that's part of why it's cataclysmic. If there are shells going through the atmosphere of the star where it's actually doing nuclear fusion, and that's changing, and then it's blowing off these outer layers, which is vastly larger than the star.
So would this be maybe a star that would create a more visible planetary later, or is this pretty much done?
Right,
I
we
think
don't
it'd
know.
be later, probably,
I'm
right?
thinking this is early phase
Yeah, yeah.
of turning into a planetary nebula.
Is this
Distance
narrow?
is, it's not terribly far away. It's 470 light years, something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So it's pretty small.
Is it a narrow band image?
This is narrowband, and it's actually Hubble palette, so it looks kind of greenish. There's a lot of hydrogen alpha there. There's some oxygen there too.
Yeah.
Can you explain what you mean by narrowband image, please?
Yeah, that's where, rather than taking a camera like your DSLR that has a red filter and a green filter and a blue filter for looking at the colors of light that come from an object, this telescope has a filter that looks at a very small wavelength range centered right on the wavelength that's emitted by hydrogen atoms, hydrogen alpha emission. And I also then change filters and look through a filter that looks only at wavelength of oxygen, which is kind of a beautiful teal color. And I also included sulfur, which is redder than hydrogen alpha is. So this is actually a pretty good way of looking at the wavelength where you expect to see light. You expect to see emission from these particular atomic species, but you're not looking at the sky background. So you can pull things out with a better signal to noise against the background.
This is digital filtering you're doing from the signal?
Now this is optical. So it's a piece of glass with multi-layer coating on the surface of it that lets through only this particular wavelength of light.
I asked this question of you yesterday, but you said this not, you thought that this is this object maybe something that scientists have missed before. So like, is this a new, bloom of planetary nebula?
Yeah, if you look at how far away it is and how big the nebula is, it's not something that appeared last year. It's been there for quite a while in order to reach this particular size.
That's really fun, David. I have my pen ready. What was that website? And what was the name again?
It's called planetarynebulae.net. All run together.
And yours was called what? PAE?
PaEl1. I have not checked the website in the last few days to see if it's made it onto the list yet. But
Terrific.
actually, if you
part of
look,
my education. Thank you.
if you look at planetarynebulae.net, you'll see a lot of objects that start with PA, and they're all for Dana Patrick. And then the second set of initials come from whoever he talked into imaging it. So whoever he found who had the appropriate equipment who could image what he had just found in these plates or digital catalogs, then usually wind up with the second two letters.
But I don't see your initials, Delta Lima.
So that'd be EL.
EL. Oh, I see. For the big, not first name. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is there no chance that it could be renamed the Elmore Planetary Nebula so it's easy to remember?
No chance.
No chance. Sorry to hear
Because
that.
Dana was the one who found it on, I forget which catalog of images he was looking at, but I was the one that confirmed it.
Maybe with just amongst us, we'll call it the Elmore Nebula.
Yeah, well, PaEl doesn't sound too bad to me.
Mm-mm.
How did you get the distance to it?
They know the distance to that cataclysmic variable, and I don't know how that was determined, but it's known. It's actually SY can.
22, actually 26.
Okay,
So-
let's move on to.
Well, thank you so
Right,
much,
great.
David. That's
Thanks.
great.
You're
Really
welcome.
exciting. Yeah, some more of this.
Leonard, do
Really.
you need me to share your presentation?
You want to
Yeah.
go, John? And
Oh,
you got
we
something
can-
you wanted to do, or?
Oh, no, I was wondering if you needed me to run your presentation or you
Yeah.
got.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I-
if you want to gun that thing up,
Well, do you want to do that?
yeah, if you can. How do
Yeah.
you
So
see that?
Leonard's going to do a brief
Yeah,
update of the international space missions.
yeah, just a
Yeah.
very, it's getting late. I just threw some, and I know we have these two present. Don't we have another one? Somebody
Yeah.
else was going to talk.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I decided
All
not
right.
to because
Never mind.
Yeah, John, you don't want to?
nobody
Okay.
wants to hear me.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Now I could try this. No, maybe I should. Okay. You want to bring it up, John? 'Cause-
Might be able to do it here.
Yeah, he's starting screen sharing with us. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just a few things. I don't have much. Some fun things have happened.
He said, yeah, so you don't have a picture of it, but you can talk about this.
What?
The part that fell off. Was that
Oh,
curiosity? or- Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Still working
Are-
on it.
John, are you doing that or am I supposed to be doing it here? We didn't test this. Out.
As John Williams has started screen sharing.
Okay, that's what we see.
Well,
the
sorry,
host?
my Zoom just quit, so.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
let
just gonna
me,
share it, but it's gone.
if you let me share screen, I can pull it up.
You can do
Maybe
it.
we
Just
got it
go-
here. Maybe we got it.
Oh, share, okay. I almost know how to do this, okay.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
From the beginning, oops, I'm one out, okay. There we go, let me get this.
About the James Webb.
Okay.
Tell him that.
I saw that
I think we're
James Webb.
okay. Can I go up and down now?
Yeah, you do this. I would say.
Do this?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Or you can do that. It doesn't matter.
All right, well, hey, John Williams did a good overview of the Webb Space Telescope operation, and
In the past.
it's amazing what's happening. It's L2 now.
Wait, explain what L2 is.
It's a place that, a million miles, what is it?
About a
Million-
million miles.
Yeah, from Earth, and it's just there and it's working. They're little by little getting, the colder and colder. They're working on the mirror segments, trying to align all that. It has become kind of as I predicted, the Just Wait Space Telescope on the positive side, because it's now, since it got launched on Christmas Day, and here we are, and the thing is really closing in on getting their alignment together. They've got the first light images of trying to aggregate these mirrors and make them controllable. And so everything is sort of going fine. I hope they are not, trying to bluff us, but boy, this thing is really cranking for 10 billion bucks. We're going to get our money's worth, I think. And, the first scientific images are, I think they're still talking about summer. So it's going to take a while for the telescope to cool down, sun shield to be, it's already deployed. Everything's going well. Man, you couldn't ask for more.
Explain this.
We're still
Well-
looking at 15 slides, and I think you're on a different window looking at one.
Okay.
Oh,
Am I changing? Can you see the next one?
curiosity.
No, we're still looking at 15. You have chosen to share the window that popped up.
Okay, let's see where we
Oh,
are.
Okay. Let's see. We had that problem before. Let's see.
It seems PowerPoint pops up a window and that's what you see, but we're still left back on the choosing page where we see 15. So you need to unshare and then collect, pop it up and then choose the right window. At least what I've seen in the past.
Let me try again.
Otherwise, you need to hand out magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a second. Let me see.
Someday, some soon, we're gonna get this together.
Yeah. Okay. So sure. Oh, I think.
So,
John's-
I'm
Are
gonna
you
try
bringing
again.
it up, John? Yeah. What? So. Just for the future, I don't think I could do that. Yeah, anyway, yeah. If you're gonna bring it up, then great.
Is that
But
happening?
we're also pleased your microphone is working so well. Thank you.
That's good.
Oh, good. Okay, so now you.
Now we're on,
So,
or
and
what
John
was
can
that?
share.
John, you disappeared, John.
Also, my Zoom keeps crashing, so try share again, Barb.
Okay. So.
So pop up the window first so that you're looking at one slide and then share that window with us. Nope, you've shared 15 with us.
But why isn't it going from the beginning slideshow when I hit that? Because that's
Because we're back on the old window of 15.
okay.
Yeah, but we can see her clicking on from beginning and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, where's the
So
window?
do the from beginning and then share, please.
Okay.
From
Order
I
of
need to be,
events.
then I need to be back. Okay, hold on a second here. Okay,
That has nothing to do with it.
I know. I don't want to leave. Oh, what? Okay, wait, maybe I can do that.
You won't leave, but what Ted's suggesting is, while you're here, bring up that presentation view. And then you'll have to alt tab to find Zoom again and share the PowerPoint presentation. There'll be a selection for it.
John, you lead them on. I've just seen this movie several times in Zoom meetings.
Oh, I know. It's a frustration. There you go.
Hey,
Go from there.
Okay, okay.
Or you can go
Okay.
right.
Now,
This will be good enough. You can scroll down to find the right slide. There you go.
Did it change? Okay.
now can you see?
We already did
James
the web
Webb?
telescope.
Yep.
It's working. Things are going good. Let's hope to God that thing works for 10 billion. Yeah, I'm really in the last week or could be a month now. I mean, Curiosity Mars rover and NASA's rover at Gale Crater. It's about to reach 17 miles since it landed in August of 2012. It's climbing up Mount Sharp, and some of the pictures are just outstanding. Sedimentary layering, up close, views of what they call the prow. Unbelievable scenery up there. This is, buttes. it's really an amazing collection of imagery. Almost every morning I go there. Well, I do go there every morning, and it's pretty amazing what Curiosity is pulling together. And then we have, you know, obviously the other NASA lander, Perseverance at Jezero Crater, is collecting samples and letting the helicopter loose every once in a while, and it's doing very well. Pretty interesting scenes from that.
What is the second rover doing? It's going back to where it landed, and then it will zoom around to the top
there
left,
are
or
people
what?
criticizing. I don't know, you know, I'm not quite sure why they're going back and going back to the you know, first area, but there must be some scientific reasoning for it. I don't know what it is, but they're
My understanding, it was kind of like the safe route to get to where they really want to get to.
it could be that. I mean, they're going to get, you know, some of the terrain that they're looking at is a little on the treacherous side, and the helicopter is actually working so well now. I can't remember how many flights, 19 flights or something. It's been, you know, the data it's collecting has been helpful for them to pick out a much kind of a different, like you're saying, a different kind of roadmap for Perseverance. But you know, I told Barb I wouldn't even talk about it, but this morning I'm going through all the imagery from Perseverance, and I'm seeing a piece of hardware, obviously from the rover on the surface. And you know, I don't know what it was. I thought something fell off, and I don't know. I put it out to my community of people, and I had a really good hit, you know, hits back, you know, of what the thing was, you know.
People guessing.
Well, yeah, you know, it's like, you know, it's sort of like, you know, space debris is really bad now, you know, or, you know, you got all kinds of whimsical things, but obviously something from the rover came off or was purposefully deployed. Maybe if I get the right answer, I'll talk about it more, but I don't know what the answer is yet. Somebody said it was a part of the drill operation, which I don't know if that's true, but I got that from somebody that's pretty much in the know. So I don't know exactly what you prefer. Yeah, it's a hubcap. I don't know what it, no, it looks like part of the rover. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to say any more on that until I know more.
So you're talking about Perseverance here. They had something like that
Perseverance.
with,
This is
they
from
had something with
Curiosity.
Curiosity that way too.
This is Curiosity going up Mount Sharp. It's just amazing imagery. China, you know, again, I follow China quite a bit, probably to a fault, but I'm very interested in how they're going to pull their space station together this year. It's going to all come together. They're getting ready to put up two more modules of the station that they'll glue onto the core. They've got 3 astronauts in there now. They're doing pretty cool stuff. They've been pretty active. They're on a long haul. This will be the longest Chinese human space flight that they've done with their crew. And it's kind of fun, you know. They're doing some pretty cool things up there. Not that the U.S. doesn't do it on the NASA space station, but she brought up her own, International Space Station. But she brought up, this is Wang Yanping. She played a song with kind of a zither-like thing, a plucked zither, for a festival down in China, and she played a song to them that was broadcast. It was kind of cool. Also, China just yesterday or day before found the U2 rover that's U2
Okay.
called U2.
Yeah.
This is on the Chang'e 4 mission. They found some glass beads, and they got a paper out yesterday talking about these glass beads and what it means. And, you know, impact melts. This is kind of debris coming from an impactor. But you know, the Apollo also, I wish Bob Grimm was here because he could probably pipe in on this. But they found some similar kind of glass, but this is apparently different. But the Chinese got a new research paper out on that. India kind of is ready to go back to the moon. They're looking at August to launch another attempt at landing a lander on the moon and deploy a rover. The last time they tried this, a couple of years ago, that it failed. So they're about ready to come back into the groove. The big thing with here in the U.S. to me is, watching Elon Musk and his Starship operation in Boca Chica, Texas. He had a major press event the other day, last week, kind of giving an update on where he's going. And this is the vehicle that the FAA is not very happy with this at this moment. It's got a lot of issues, environmental issues. They're going to make a statement probably a couple of weeks from now about where this project really stands. Meanwhile, Elon is ready to go to Mars, and he's got with humans eventually, but colonization. But the Starship Enterprise by Elon is something to watch. It's amazing. You can actually go on a website and watch them build the structure. It's really like a Kennedy Space Center in Boca Chica, Texas, and it's an amazing amount of money he's pouring into this thing. This flight test would be uncrewed and go into orbit and land kind of off Hawaii, this top stage. So keep an eye on Elon. He's always a surprise. He had a very interesting lecture talking about this just a few days ago. Keep an eye on this story. I'm a big UFO, UAP kind of follower, and UAP is unidentified aerial phenomenon. This is the Navy imagery from fighter jets, and we got a big brouhaha going on here of what they're seeing, and whether it's extraterrestrials or another country testing something in our airspace. There's a big discussion about this going on, and a new group has been formed in the Pentagon to really evaluate this. And so all the UFO, UAP fanatics, and I'm probably one of them, are all excited, like, this is the year, the big reveal. We're going to find out what's going on. And so it's going on and on. But it rings a bell with, Seth talked about this a little bit, Avi Loeb and the Harvard group. And there's quite a number of people now interested in what the hell we're seeing on these imagery. And maybe we'll get to the bottom of the barrel and understand more by the end of the year. So it's been a big year. Thumbs up. Already, we're only into February. I think that's enough for me.
Yeah. Okay, stop sharing. Any questions? I don't know if Dewey's trying to say something or he's chewing gum. Oh, don't do that. That's fine.
I'm chewing stuff.
Oh, okay. Really. Any other comments or questions anyone has?
A while ago, I ran into something.
Oh, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well, you should see what I didn't talk about. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. I knew I was going to be confined because of trying to make sure Seth had enough time to do his thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's been, it's really, it's pretty impressive what's happening. I mean, it's just, I mean, the success rate of missions is really incredible. And we just, even today, I didn't even mention it, we got another cargo transport from Wallops Island, Virginia. They launched that toward the space station with how many tons of supplies for the space station. So that's going on. That just happened today. I mean, it's been busy. I think tomorrow, Elon Musk is going to launch another Starlink set of satellites. We'll get to that at some point about.
Oh, you didn't mention.
I didn't talk about the mega constellations that the astronomers are becoming more and more irate about. So we'll see where that's a collision that's already happened, but it's going to get worse. So.
But he launched some during a solar flare, and they.
Oh yeah, he lost how many? 40 out of 49.
I think so.
I think I saw one of these Starlink things coming in the other night. But they're re-entering some of them that they had just launched, but a solar geostorm from the sun kind of, for some reason, they launched in the middle of a solar cycle that, or not solar cycle, but a solar flare that, knocked them out. So 40 of 49 or something like that are going to come in. So it was kind of goofy. Other than that, everything's going fine. It's been fun.
One thing I wanted to say, Galileo's birthday was 4 days ago, and so was John Williams. And I'm sorry, I forgot, John. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You're a little younger than Galileo.
By 400 years, yep.
Yeah,
458.
Yeah. I did get an email from him though.
Yeah.
He said happy birthday
to you. Yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to ask or share? Or?
Well, I could mention the spectroscopy videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Back in 2017, I gave a talk back in the old meeting hall. There was astronomical spectroscopy, how we know what we know. And after I gave the talk, there was Mark Kirkenreiter said, "You ought to put that on YouTube." And so it's taken me about 4 years, and I finally got around to putting together videos. I broke it into 5 videos, each about a half hour long, and which shows you that I could have gone on for even longer than I did when I gave that talk. But at some point, John will get the links to those up on the SkyWatchers website.
I was going to try to work on stuff tomorrow, so I'll try to get it up there and send it.
I can also just send them in chat if people just want to get access to those.
In case they wake up and need to go back to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
And we could send out an email with those too, to the group, or at least our immediate group here.
So what's the general search term there?
Well, I tried searching on astronomical spectroscopy, and it turns out there's a lot of astronomical spectroscopy videos out there. So the channel I made, I called Do Science, but that's DEW Science. But yeah, astronomical spectroscopy, how we know what we know, is the title. And then there's 5 parts to it. So,
okay.
John, are you putting that stuff up? I don't see it yet.
It's not up on the
I'm about to put it in the chat.
Well, I can do it too. I've got the channel up.
Just did it.
And for anybody who doesn't know it, if you bring up chat and go to the bottom right, click on those 3 dots and save it. Then you've got all the other stuff that's on there today. I see it. Just for people that don't know how to do that.
So it's,
We want to say welcome to you. I think they saw our article about this meeting in the Mountain Messenger, I believe, and we put them on the list, and I see they're here. So welcome, all you new people.
Yeah,
And
Barb, I actually posted about this meeting 2 days ago on Facebook, and it was there for a while and then it disappeared. So I put it on again today.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I don't know why
thought-
it went
I
away.
saw you.
Yeah.
Thank
it's on
you.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And that,
Facebook's got it out for us.
Yeah, and hey, maybe Carolyn, maybe we could put Dewey's links on our Facebook page, and it's just Coal Creek Canyon SkyWatchers. If you search for that on Facebook, we could do that.
I also have the
Carolyn, you talked a little bit about your
To it.
your telescope, your new telescope, and you're making progress. You're
How's that going?
what's the latest there?
Oh, well, it's collimated and I've had it out viewing a few times, but it's pretty sensitive to wind. And we do get a little wind up here. So,
yeah.
So like tonight is very clear, but it's really windy over here. So I don't think I'll be taking it out.
Yeah.
How tough was the collimation stuff? Was that
It wasn't hard at all. It wasn't hard
Okay.
at all.
Yeah.
So, but you do have to go out there and focus it every time. And when the tube's rattling around, it's a little hard to do that. That's true with any telescope. It's not just this one.
Right.
But you've been successful in taking imagery out of that. I
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I did a fairly long exposure of the Orion Nebula, and the trick now would be to do a short exposure, do a long exposure, and then sandwich the two together and erase the. It burns out in the trapezium, so you have to do some kind of trickery to make it work. But a short exposure looks good, and I got the moon and a few other things. So yeah,
that's great.
But the wind, yeah, we get a little wind up here, just a little.
So, which one did you get?
The EV scope 2 from Unistellar.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic telescope. That's a good reason to try to get back to meeting in person.
Yeah, it would be fun to do. And I think even down at the hall, there's probably a couple of sheltered places where we could try setting it up. I'm up at 9,200 feet facing west, and the wind just smacks us. So yeah, like tonight, we're getting 20, 30 mile an hour gusts. It would not be good to take it out.
We had some good news about the school.
Yeah, the Coal Creek Canyon K through 8 school is trying to get a grant to do